The procurement function is always considered very traditional within the industrial setup, especially when we compare to other sectors. They were initially lacking in terms of tech and tool adoption, but now are quickly catching up. Industry 4.0 is flourishing and is a big initiative in this sector, and we need to really see how procurement gets the advantage of this feature. What we are also seeing are new KPIs around innovation, sustainability, climate change, and supply chain security are being promoted within the organization. There's a new theme around conglomerates breaking up into different BUs with independent P&L responsibilities. And with that, procurement also moves from being a central support function to an integrated business team. Procurement is synonymous with cost saving, and that KPI is not going away anytime soon. Any action within the procurement function is taken keeping the dollar saving target in mind. We have seen a gradual shift happening in this thinking with the recent events around the pandemic, the geopolitical tensions, the trade shifts, which are making procurement think beyond the dollar saving numbers. I can safely say supply chain continuity is the biggest challenge keeping CPOs awake at night, followed by volatile commodity market. Sustainability and innovation have taken a backseat for now, but that is only in the short run. These will become the primary agenda soon again. There's another important challenge or priority around the digital transformation. Every company have started some way or the other on this journey, but most of them are in the early startup phase. Elements around data availability, quality, ownership, IT systems, and most importantly, availability of the right team to execute such projects are the roadblocks which procurement team needs to navigate through. Supply chain continuity is the biggest challenge facing the procurement team right now, and it has resulted in a dramatic shift in strategy. Till a few years back, every sourcing manager was responsible for buying from the lowest cost country possible. Fragility of logistics, local lockdowns, trade tariffs, and the geopolitical conflicts have forced the procurement to look for near-shore destinations where logistics and communication can be managed more effectively. This challenge has emerged as the leaders are unaware of all end-to-end supply chain risks their organizations are exposed to. For example, during the pandemic, 56% of the CPOs said in the Deloitte survey that their key suppliers either went bankrupt or were severely impacted. So what can you really do about it? The challenge here is how can you be proactive around your tier 1 suppliers? And this challenge becomes more important when it is about your tier 2 or tier 3 suppliers or the categories you are dealing with. And as a result, risk program is the most common theme I have discussed with my clients in the last 2 years. Some are trying to understand what are the building blocks around a risk program, while the early adopters are trying to understand how can they be more proactive and forward-looking when it comes to supply chain risk. Many organizations are just happy with the credit rating which they get from a data source, and that too subscribed by the finance team. What they fail to understand, there is much more around supply chain risk and continuity apart from the financial performance. Factors such as supplier strategy, innovation, legal exposure, ESG practices are other very important factors which will help you determine supply chain continuity from your partners. Everybody is struggling with commodity prices at this moment. Let's look at crude oil, which is a key benchmark for a large portfolio of industrial commodities. It was trading at around $20 in 2020 and now is being trading at $100 plus range. Such a volatility in the market doesn't allow procurement to get into fixed price long-term contract with their suppliers. As a result, there's a higher proportion of spot buying, and that too at higher pricing, which acts against the procurement saving agenda. The procurement team has no control on how the commodity pricing is moving. What they can better understand are the expected forecast movements on these pricing, and very importantly, the factors which impact these forecasts. Another thing that you need to do is have an open and ongoing communication with your most reliable suppliers and partners so that you can secure the best pricing when the market is in red.